In this video, I'll be ranking 20 Linux distros based on how I would like to use them and the experience of using them out of 10. Without further ado, here's how I rank Linux distros. Debian. Debian is a good option for my use, but I don't prefer it because there are other Linux distros I prefer more. 9 out of 10. Ubuntu. Ubuntu isn't a bad option, but I don't like to use it, because it uses the GNOME desktop environment, which is not the desktop I prefer, not being that light, and the fact that snaps are kind of forced are the reasons why I don't want Ubuntu. Snaps aren't good or bad to me, but there is no software that I would want to install via snap. 7 out of 10. Zorin OS. Zorin OS is a great desktop option, but I don't like to use it because I prefer things that are lighter. It doesn't have any unique layout, it basically just copies desktop layouts from Windows, macOS, and Chrome OS. 8 out of 10. Fedora. Fedora isn't my favorite. It's because it gets new releases quickly, and the fact that you need to set up RPM Fusion to install software like Steam, non-open source drivers, and codecs makes it not that smooth to me. The DNF package manager is kind of easy to me, but I'm more familiar with apt. 8 out of 10. Linux Mint. I like Linux Mint because of its simplicity. Its layout kind of looks similar to the layout of older Windows versions. It's a great option for their use on the desktop. 10 out of 10. Arch and Gentoo Linux. These Linux distros probably aren't bad and are probably better for absolute Linux experts, but they are just not that smooth and simple for my use. Both are significantly harder to install, making them less simple and straightforward. I'm not an absolute Linux beginner, but this is probably complex. Arch and Gentoo aren't bad, but installing and using them purely is not for me, since I would choose a more straightforward distro for my daily desktop use. 4 out of 10. EndeavourOS. EndeavourOS is good because it offers a near vanilla Arch desktop experience for beginners, but I don't prefer it because I don't find the Pacman package manager that simple, and there are other distros I picked. 7 out of 10. PopOS. PopOS is probably a great desktop option, but I'm not a fan of the Cosmic desktop environment because it is less simple. I'm also not a heavy gamer. 7 out of 10. ElementaryOS. ElementaryOS isn't my perfect choice. Its layout is too minimal and less simple. 5 out of 10. OpenSUSE. OpenSUSE isn't my go-to option because I'm not a fan of Zyper, and it's less simple. 7 out of 10. Void Linux. Void Linux isn't for me. I find it less simple. It's too minimal, bland, and uses its own package managers that I'm not a fan of, making it less powerful for my daily desktop use. 4 out of 10. Slackware. Slackware is very bland, and I don't think it's as simple as modern desktop distros like Mint and Ubuntu. 6 out of 10. Linux Lite. Linux Lite is a good lightweight desktop option, especially for beginners and older computers, but I don't prefer it. 9 out of 10. Kali Linux. Kali Linux isn't good for regular desktop use. 1 out of 10. MX Linux. MX Linux is a great lightweight option to revive older hardware, but I won't prefer using it if I have a modern computer. 10 out of 10. AntiX. AntiX is too minimal, bare bones, and less simple to fully understand its layout, so I don't want to use it. But it's great for extremely potato PCs. 6 out of 10. KDE Neon. KDE Neon isn't bad, but I prefer more stable distros with less quick release schedules. I do like the KDE Plasma desktop, but I'm not a full KDE enthusiast. 8 out of 10. CachyOS. CachyOS is perfect for users who want a snappy performance on modern hardware. But I don't prefer Arc-based distros. Also find its system requirements kind of too strict for older hardware compared to some other distros. 7 out of 10. Manjaro. I don't prefer Manjaro because I don't like Arc-based distros and the experience of using the Pacman package manager much. 7 out of 10. Puppy Linux. Puppy is my least favorite distro I could quickly think of. It's kind of confusing for me to install immediately, and the UI is less comfortable and a little too bland. 2 out of 10. Thanks for watching. Remember that these are just my opinions. Bye.